The enemy silently approaches on the water's surface. He brings down trees, dams up brooks, and burrows his way under riverbanks. Beavers have conquered the eastern German state of Brandenburg and are doing what comes natural. But whenever they come into contact with humans, they're suddenly problem beavers.
In my division, we're starting to worry that the beaver population has grown large enough to cause massive damage.
Would you go so far as to shoot some of them?
If that's the only option we have left, we'll have to consider it as well.
The beavers are burrowing under the dike in the Oderbruch and making locals here very anxious. This formerly marshy region on the German-Polish border was drained more than 250 years ago, and if it weren't for the protective embankment, the Oder River would flood the surrounding countryside. Gunther Wartenberg is an official with the state of Brandenburg's environmental agency. After the last flood hit the region in May 2010, he made a startling discovery. What do you think is down there?
There are corridors stretching 10 to 15 meters down there that are 70 to 80 centimeters wide.
The beaver has struck. When the Oder River completely submerges their homes, they flee to higher, drier ground and dig in. And when the floods come, the only thing sticking up above water is the dike. So that's where the beaver starts building a new home. The beaver started digging in from down here, right?
He started digging here in the winter. He built these tunnels. We closed them up before the flood, so he started digging at a higher point when the water got high. But he always stayed in the same place. He obviously doesn't just do it for fun or to annoy us. It's simply a battle for survival. At that moment, he just looks for the highest point. In this case, it's the dike. If it were something else, he'd use that too.
Fearing that these river rodents might breach the dike, the State Environmental Agency is taking action. It had hired a construction company to create a beaver barrier. Workers are laying steel mesh panels below the surface of the dike that will prevent the beavers from digging in when the next flood comes. In doing so, state environment officials are pursuing a defensive rather than an offensive strategy. Agency head Matthias Freude has studied beavers for decades and urges locals to be level-headed.
The beaver has become the bogeyman. Some people even say that we should hunt the beavers. It's hard not to laugh. Beavers are nocturnal creatures. As soon as they hear a bang, they run away. In the last few years, we've made an important discovery. The best defense against beavers is an occupied beaver habitat. Beavers and beaver couples scare off and drive away other beavers that could cause even worse damage.
From time to time, beavers will even chase people away. In the city of Frankfurt an der Oder, on the Polish border, officials have sealed off some paths in the botanical garden because beavers have burrowed beneath them and caused danger of collapse. Now you can't see flowers, but with a little luck, you might spot a beaver.